Is that better?
Mhm. When you don't move the thing.
I can't put this shit on mute.
Ring around the rosy. Take your shit off mute, bitch.
I'm here talking about lighting, bitch. I'm like, my lighting is bad. Let me fix my lighting. Let me sit closer to the mic this week.
Child, the people are happy that we back, child.
We back.
Girl.
Turn your camera on.
Oh, I didn't even notice that my camera wasn't on. Hold on. Everybody calm down.
Calm down, calm down. Now.
You still hear the bounce?
That's okay.
Only if the mic move.
Yeah, like now.
Yeah, because I'm moving it.
Don't get sassy with me.
Girl, you been sassy all day and I've been letting you slide, girl.
All day, we only been on for 2 minutes.
That's my point, girl. All day.
Well, I can't help if you got the spirit of Los on you. Shake it off. Shake, shake, shake.
I could never have
Shake the
a spirit of
devil
lows.
off. Shake, shake, shake. Oh, shake, shake, Mr.
I
Los off.
can't, Lord.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake them loose. Shut up.
Is that better?
It's cool. TT.
Hey, guys and ladies and gents and
I'm not
everything.
no lady.
I didn't say you were. I just said I was inclusive. I mean, since our viewers want to be shady and think they are smarter than they really are.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake the devil off.
when people want to try to slide in inboxes and tell people what to say and what not to say.
Oh, girl. Shake, shake, shake. Shake the devil off.
I'm just gonna pretend not to be here till the show starts. I'm not doing this pre-show shit with y'all this week.
Oh, God.
You shaking devils off over there. Tor got the spring. Somebody fucking. Clapping cheeks, child.
Girl.
And I smoked before we started, so I'm gonna be laughing.
I don't even want to talk about Yee, though. What's wrong with you, T?
You said what?
I said, I don't even want to talk about Yee. What's wrong with you, T? Let's talk to you. What's going on?
No, today has been just a long day, man. It's just been a very long day. I had my staff and I started our retreat today and tomorrow, just going over our program and setting goals and strategic planning and all of that jazz. And it just was, I facilitated all day today, so it just took a lot out of me. And then traveling in traffic to get home, and then, trying to set up this stuff and it being a shit show to try to get it connected. So yeah, it's just been a lot. But I'm good. I'm just tired. That's all.
Yeah, hosting and facilitating all day, that is very taxing. So I understand.
Yeah. And I haven't had a Manhattan, which was something that I wanted to do. But I'm sitting here trying to get this connected. And I haven't had these issues until I got this MacBook. And so that's been like crazy trying to get stuff. Even at work, it's been having issues with getting stuff connected at work.
Well, do you want to make you a Manhattan? It might make you feel a
make your
little
Manhattan
bad.
real quick, child.
Yeah. We'll wait. We've been waiting. We can wait the extra 10 minutes.
Wow.
I mean, what's a few more minutes?
What's a few more minutes?
I'm going to let y'all have that on today. Y'all can have it. I'm going to give y'all all of that. Y'all can enjoy it. I'm going to give y'all that. Y'all win.
we're gonna enjoy it, and you're gonna go enjoy the Manhattan.
Go
You go
make it
right
Manhattan.
ahead. Go ahead. We
Go
won't
and
talk
make it
about you too
Manhattan.
bad, child.
Oh nope, I'm not going to get shit now because I
No,
want to
I
hear what
yeah.
you
don't know
hoes
why
got to
you
say.
said. I don't know why you said that.
Say what you hoes got to say. Go ahead.
I said my piece.
Oh, okay,
I don't got
good.
shit
Shake,
to say.
shake, shake,
Okay, wonderful.
shake the
The fuck.
devil off.
Let's go. Let's get into this fucking show.
He's still
Go
on me
make
over
you. I
there.
want you to make you a Manhattan. Go ahead.
I really
Go
let me say.
ahead, bitch. The
Let me
fuck?
not say that in public. What I really need is
Some dick.
you almost made me cuss at you and and
I hit a spot. He need Mr. Los's dude.
Ooh.
what the fuck did you just say?
You
What
know,
did you just say?
well, we're off to an exciting start.
I need my oh, shit.
That's what the fuck you get, bitch.
I need, I need my asthma pump now. Mm.
Exactly what the fuck you get.
You're tuned in to season 4 of Catch My Black and Gay podcast.
Where being black and gay is definitely okay.
This podcast was created to give African American gay men an outlet to express, debate, and give our opinion on today's pop culture, political, and life views.
Hey guys, you're tuned in to Catch My Black and Gay podcast, where being black and gay is definitely okay. I am your boy Jay, and I have with me my amazing co host, Chef Vaughn.
Wagwan, wagwan.
Torian.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Torian isn't feeling well today, child, but he didn't had a day. But we're gonna make
Yes,
him
it has
feel
definitely been a
better.
day. I appreciate it. I
Yes.
appreciate all of your patience with me on today.
Oh, that's appreciated. So
That was a strong ass It's like
Oh my gosh.
because I really don't want to talk about this topic, but I feel like the whole world is talking about this topic, so why not talk about it?
I guess. I guess it's a part of our pop culture work.
Right.
hot topics.
Okay.
And if you're wondering what we're alluding to, we're talking about Mr. Kanye West. Don't you dare turn the channel, Chef.
It's gonna be brief, I promise.
Yes, it's gonna be brief. Um, but if you have not heard, Mr. Kanye West has been in a lot of trouble these last few days and weeks. Um, Most recently, his anti-Semitic comments regarding the Jewish community. Um, I don't know what to say because I feel like everyone has said a lot. And if you don't know, I won't go down a timeline or a list of Kanye West wrongs, but
That is wrong.
Damn sure there's a lot of them.
but I will say that before we even I don't want to diagnose Kanye. I don't think anyone should. I don't think anyone is the
We're not
clinician.
qualified to diagnose.
Yeah. But I mean certain so here's what I'll say. A lot of people are diagnosing him and saying that,
Mhm.
this is schizo. He's this, he's that. He's having a manic episode and
Mm.
I I'm like, I mean, he might just feel this way, I will say, let me before I start even it sounds like I'm defending him, but but uh, what he really got in trouble for on Twitter was he went on a rant and said something. I'm going to go DEFCON 3 on the Jews. And excuse my ignorance, but I'm like, what the hell is DEFCON 3? And I had to look it up a little. I've heard of it before, right? But I'm like, well, how does it relate to Jews, right?
Hmm.
So I wasn't getting the two. Like the two wasn't meshing for me. So I was
Right.
like, well, let me before I'm outraged, let me see what that means. Do you guys know what DEFCON 3 means?
I have a rough idea of what it
Hmm.
is. It's like going to war or defense or something to that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Um,
imagine that it's in relationship to like World War III or like
yes.
starting a world war. Yeah.
War, killing, and it made it seem like Kanye was talking about killing Jews. And it was very shocking to hear. And I will say this started from his Drink Champs interview um on that podcast. Guys didn't listen, go and listen. I'm not advertising for them, but but if you guys want the full story, I listened to the first 13 minutes of the of the interview because it was a 3 hour interview, and
It
I
was three
I
hours.
I don't that is time I cannot get back for someone that doesn't even know me. So 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 I didn't want to, listen to the whole 3 hours. I will say the part that I heard, um, oh, I think Kanye needs to work on his delivery. That's one. Because what he said, what I caught, right? He was talking about how Jewish people really own a lot, right? They're head of the record labels, they're head of companies and things like that, and how basically uh it sounded like he was talking about racism, right? Like how black people don't own enough and things like that. And me being in the music industry, he's right. I mean, these major record labels I don't know, I wouldn't say they're owned by Jewish people because
Hmm.
I would say because I don't think every white person is not a Jew.
No, well, I think he's making reference to because I think it was Jay-Z who in his latest album or latest song also talked about that and referenced that about how rappers are bought by Jewish people because Jews are over the hip hop industry. And so I think that's what he's referring to when he's talking about Jewish owning the voice of black people. I think he's also now I don't agree with his whole white lives matter that bullshit. But I think even in that interview, so I watched about 20 minutes. I just looked back at my phone because I was listening to it on my way home today. And I actually didn't find, and y'all may find this surprising, I didn't find too much like problematic things in his statements. I think he was talking a lot about the systems of oppression and the systems of suppressing the voice, the presence, the power through finances and money and growth. He was talking about the suppression of that and was using it from a perspective talking about Jewish individuals um, predominantly. I personally, even when I read the Pierce Morgan's little article, and him talking about like that was racist comment. That wasn't a racist comment, right? Judaism, that's not a race. That is a ethnicity. It can be an ethnicity, right? And it's a
Mhm.
religion, but it's not a race. You know what I mean? And so I think that for me that was just like whatever. I also know I feel like how I feel about white black people them being racist or being labeled as racist, but that's a different conversation, you know.
Mhm.
I surprisingly didn't. I thought I was gonna hear like some outlandish as like problematic as shit like we've heard Kanye West say in the past.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
But I didn't hear that in this interview, at least the 20 minutes that I listened to. To your point, I think his delivery could have been different. I also think
Same.
in listening to him, I think this all that he's doing is strategic. I didn't find him manic in that interview. I didn't find him like schizo or like he was having
Mhm.
some mental issue. I
Mhm.
just saw it as him wanting to do things that prompted responses that he already predicted would happen so that he can then leverage that to say, you see what this is what I'm talking about when it comes to this thing, right? So even when you talk about the White Lives Matter thing, you talked about he had a whole deal to pull these shirts out,
Mhm.
and then when he made that statement about Jewish people, how they decided that they weren't going to launch and they weren't going to release the shirts because of it. And what he said was, this is a prime example of what I'm talking about, that Jewish individuals have the power to, how hide black people's voice and smother it. And so I honestly I didn't find much wrong with what he said, honestly. I didn't find it problematic.
Well, I listened for an hour,
Uh-oh.
and
Congratulations.
Right.
child, and it was a hard hour. It was a hard hour. Um, I felt he was kind of all over the place, especially
Mhm.
when the interview progressed. But I kind of think that's because it was a 3 fucking hour interview. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like
Got to talk
he
about a lot of shit.
he's gonna be all over the place. Like, um, I felt that he wanted to conduct the interview himself.
Yes.
Like, he didn't want them to ask him any questions. He wanted to set like he wanted to paint the picture himself. He didn't want anyone else to be involved in it. He wanted to control the narrative himself. Um, it it was a little bit towards the end. It was getting a little bit manic. It was because it was just like I'm the richest. I'm rich nigga shit. It was like it was all over the place. Like it was all over the place. But in reference to like the White Lives Matter, I think that's crazy. Um,
That I was confused by that.
Y'all know how I feel about that. So that, yeah,
I
I'm
feel
not
that
And
touching
I
was,
that.
and it is not that it's not because white lives don't matter or anything. I just felt like it was kind of like poking fun at something. I don't think it was like from a genuine place. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like
yeah.
promomo.
It,
Like,
it was
but
definitely
it
to
was
get a rise
strategic.
out of people. It
Yeah. I
was to
mean,
get a
and
rise out
look
of
who he
people.
did it
Yeah.
with. I mean, the
Well,
most
there's that.
controversial black woman in America, to
Yeah,
be
and
honest.
he kept
Like,
making mention to that Candace Owen, Candace Owen.
yeah.
If I had a
Yeah.
dollar every time he said her name, it was like,
Yeah.
I do think that he should be, as well as everyone should be held responsible for what they put
I
out on the
that
internet. I
agreed.
I feel like
Agreed.
we've entered a very scary time of like the internet and what people can put out there and what's okay. And it's like someone needs to be policing the internet because he does have a force behind him. So because everything is based on perception and how it's perceived and how I understand it, what if some people thought that he meant to go out there and do something bad to the Jewish population?
Yeah.
Like that's not okay. So it's not okay. Especially, he does have children. So it's like you don't want to
Yep.
promote that, like, but I think he needs help himself. Like,
Here's the thing. The the Kim Kardashian has had, and I read a report. I don't know how true this is because I'm not friends with Kim. But hey, Kim. But I read a report that Kim they had to hire extra security at this school because a lot of Jewish kids and their families attend, and Kim had to foot the bill because they are scared that some of this it's a hate speech, right? I'm gonna just let's call a thing a thing. um Saying DEFCON 3 to Jewish people and inciting violence and
I,
I will tell you guys if Elon Musk had had went on and said slavery, hang these.
I see that's the difference. I think that's the difference.
Why?
I
It's
think the
still a
difference
hate speech.
is hold on, but I think what the difference is DEFCON 3 isn't necessarily a direct is not a correlation to the harm that has been caused by Jewish people, right? It would be different. I would agree with you if he said, I am going to, I'm going to make a Holocaust too, right?
He did refer
Because
to
now,
Holocaust. He did refer to Holocaust. Yes.
okay, so that's a different conversation because I
Mm-mm.
didn't hear that in the interview. What I'm talking about specifically is the DEFCON 3 comment. That would be different if he said, "I'm going to start a Holocaust 2 situation." You know what I mean? Because that's Holocaust is directly impacting the history and harm caused to Jewish people, right? If Elon Musk or whoever, to your example, would have said something that directly connects like slavery to Black people, that would be harmful. Like that would be a hate speech to me, right?
Mhm.
I think, I think again, if I have to, I'm trying to think about this contextually, right? If he's having this conversation and he's saying this statement, at least from the interview that I saw and the parts of the interview that I saw, he said this in the context of again that Jewish individuals are responding and somehow suppressing the voice of Black people. And he continued to talk about that narrative. And what he also said was that I am not like the other individuals who you allowed to do this, right? Or who succumbed or who went like who went with what you were trying to do or when you poked him because he kept saying you keep fucking poking the bear, right? And so I think for him, it's like he feels like he's experiencing some sort of harm from Jewish people, and
Mhm.
so, or at least the Jewish people that he has interacted with on that level. And I think what he is saying. And again, I'm thinking contextually, right? Like how this statement in the context of the whole conversation, again, that I heard, I think he's talking about retaliation as it relates to regaining the power back from the system that is oppressing him in his mind, and what he's trying to do and the things that he is trying to do in his career and his life and that sort of thing. And so while I think that utilizing DEFCON 3 as a metaphor is drastic and dramatic and like like crazy, and not to say that he's crazy, just that using that language is crazy. I don't necessarily equate that to hate speech. I don't think that that was hate speech. I think it, to your point, I do think that it could have been a statement that could have incited violence towards Jewish people. But I think just for that statement alone, that's why I'm and I what I will say too is that I am usually one of the individuals that respond and I'm just like, yeah, this is what it is, but I'm trying my best to keep it in context. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I still don't see how you don't see that inciting violence on a any race is not a hate speech.
Because it wasn't connected directly to
It
their it wasn't directly connected to the history that they've experienced. It was
what?
saying that no, it wasn't connected
He
directly
said
to their
DEFCON 3 on these Jewish people.
right. But DEFCON 3, the statement itself isn't connected to the history of Jewish people, right? It's a metaphor. DEFCON 3 is a metaphor to waging war or having some sort of conflict with Jewish people, which I think he's saying that based upon what his experience is with Jewish people. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to keep it in context. So
Mhm.
was that could that potentially incite violence? 100%. We agree on that. But I don't think that was it was hate speech because I don't think it would have been different if he would have said, I'm gonna create it's gonna be another Holocaust on these Jews, right? That's different because you're utilizing literally history from Jewish people
Mhm.
that Jewish people went through, and saying that you're going to use this as another way. You know what I mean? Like you're using this and make a second one. So that was, yeah, that for me, that's what that is. That would be hate speech. I don't think DEFCON 3 would be hate speech. Just me. I do
Okay.
think it's problematic speech. I do think it's speech that could incite violence. To see your point, other people may take that who believe in Kanye West and like follow Kanye West may take that and like, oh yeah, this is DEFCON 3 towards Jewish people. Let me go find the Jewish people, right? So I do think that it could potentially incite violence, but I don't know if necessarily it's connected to hate. I think it's more of in response to the harm that he may be experiencing from the Jewish people that he's interacted with, that he feels has or is suppressing his voice.
Yeah. So DEFCON means defense ready condition. The levels are a way of identifying a current threat level forced by Department of Defense or United States military. DEFCON 2 means further increase in force readiness, but less than maximized readiness. DEFCON 3 means increase the force readiness above normal readiness. So, nowhere in there is he really saying to go out there and attack. It's just to be ready.
Hmm.
So, I do agree that he was not meaning to put out hate speech, but it can be interpreted
Mm-hmm.
as hate speech.
Yeah. Mm, okay.
That's it. That's all.
I see. I think those definitions that you just brought up talks more about less about doing harm to Jewish people, but more about saying we need to be ready
Right.
for the whatever is happening and how Jewish people are responding or the works that Jewish people are doing towards Black people. So we need to be ready for that, and we need to be prepared for that response.
Yeah,
So
because he
even
didn't
to that,
just
I
bring
don't
up the
think that
music business. He also
right.
brought up the banks. He was talking about
Brought
J.P.
up the banks.
Morgan and
Yep, and
different things.
Chase.
And
Yep,
a lot of these things are controlled by.
yep. Jewish people. Yes.
So so like yeah,
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and again, to your definition, to me, I don't see. Even I think to me that reinforces the idea that this wasn't necessarily hate speech, but it does potentially incite violence
yes.
Mhm.
towards Jewish people. Yeah.
So what do we do with Mr. West? Like,
The-
what do we do with him? Because as an artist in the music industry, I look at that. You hear
I tried to hold it. I tried to hold it so it wouldn't make noise, and then it slipped from my finger.
as you're drinking your
I'm
Manhattan.
sorry.
Um,
Sorry.
but what do we do with Mr. West? At times love him as an artist, right? And as a person, I'm like, what the hell? Because I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people can blame Kim Kardashian, but Kanye has been this way before the Kardashians. And I love Kim. So um
Mm,
but
Mhm.
like only then the reason why in context, the reason why I bring that up is because social media eats up the Kardashians and say that they ruin black men's lives, right? If
they
they
do.
They
they
have.
they
Right? They do. They have.
but
I
And
mean,
and we and we
factuals.
and we can add
Reggie
black women to
Bush,
that.
Ray J.
We can add black women
all
to that too.
all
Like,
right, all
you
right.
know, I'm just saying.
Enough on
So,
Kim.
oh, that was to the Kardashians as a
Okay,
whole,
as a
not
whole.
just
Okay,
Kim.
okay. But I mean, here's the thing. I think that I think we just have to pray for Kanye. I think
Yeah.
I think here's the thing. I think that losing his mother has really none of us on this here thingy thing on this podcast has has lost our mom. And that's just like I wonder what it feels like, knowing I don't want to know how it feels. I mean, even though we all feel like, yeah. That's gonna come one day for all of us. And I would hope
No.
that I mean, I know other people that have lost their parents and have changed. And I just don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
I,
I think saying that he's doing this because he lost his mom is
I saying
is giving him is like making up excuses for
ain't
like he's an
say he
adult.
I
He's
didn't say
a,
he did it because he lost his mama. I'm just saying that I feel like he's been in this spiral ever since his mom died, and I don't like mentally it fucks you up.
but as you said
So
before, he was always problematic. Rather, it
I
was
don't think.
his.
I think if
He
his
wasn't
mother was
always
alive
problematic.
right now, she'd be like, "Now, boy, what are you doing?" like I don't know. I don't
I'm not
know.
gonna say problematic. Maybe that's the wrong term to use, but I mean George Bush hates black people. Y'all remember that?
Well, he does. The
I mean,
fuck?
he does, but
He loves me some Michelle though. Mm.
but at that time, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think
I
Kanye
mean,
West has always been like
outspoken,
outspoken,
bold.
always like,
Yeah.
leaves us gagging, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's always, so it's like he always has to top what he's done, so it's gonna be crazy as fuck by now. Like, but I don't know. With all his
I w- Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say with all that money he got, he could get counselors out the wazoo to do grief counseling, all these things, to deal with or trying to deal with, the loss of his mom and things like that. Like I think that's like an easy cop out. I think Kanye West just says and do what the fuck he wants to do and deals with the shit later. And because he has a platform that has such a far reach, is why when he says what he says, it's like it lands on so many ears. If Nelly went on Drink Champs and gave the same interview, we would not have been talking about it right now.
Oh wow, we're not gonna do Nelly like that.
We're not gonna do big dick Nelly like that,
I'm just
child.
saying, and that's just like someone just popped in my head. But like, I'm just like,
Mhm.
if it
Shake,
wasn't
shake, shake.
Kanye,
It's getting hot in here.
Okay. Shake, shake, shake.
Oh my god. What I will say is that I don't think so. Saying that his mom, the passing of his mom, has an impact on him. I don't think is giving him a pass or giving him an excuse. I think it's giving context to why his behavior may be what it is. Secondly, as many however many years has passed, there is not a manual to how to get to grief and how to grieve in that process. It fluctuates, it ebbs and flows, right? And so, we can't have an expectation on him that he should be better now because it's been all of these years that passed. Like we can't. That's not our. We don't have permission to do that. What I will say though is that, and you said it, you brought it up, Chef Von. I I wish that we would stop giving him a platform. I
Oh,
wish
yes. Okay.
I wish that we would stop giving him the platform to spew, to perpetuate, to express all of these problematic things that he does, right? I wish that we didn't give him the platform to express the White Lives Matter, right?
hmm
I wish that we didn't give him even this whole, anti-Semitic thing. Like I wish that we did, if we just need to stop giving him platforms. Stop giving him platforms and make it where if he wants to get something out, then he has to get it out through whatever means he possibly can, the same way Donald Trump currently has to do. And it
carrier
would,
pigeon.
okay? But we really do need to stop giving him a platform. And that doesn't necessarily mean cancel him, because I'm not saying cancel him. What I'm saying, though, is that we have the power to limit the ability of him to say these outlandish things, right? In these capacities that couldn't, to our points earlier, that can impact the behaviors of people towards other people. Right, or when we talk about this like White Lives Matter stuff, that sends ripples effects in other areas, right? When we talk about trying to do policy work, like somebody can say, well, Kanye West says white lives matter. And so why should we then prioritize black lives, right? And so that is it. I just wish that we stopped giving him a platform.
I
Yeah.
wish we stopped giving all hate a platform. I wish we stopped giving, it's not just him. There's so many um people in the world that even people that are not as famous or
Hmm.
have as much notoriety or whatever as
No, you said it right.
as Kanye West. I think there's no room for hate at all, but we
Yeah,
amplify it. We
yeah.
amplify hate so much as a
Uh,
community, as a world. I mean, you get, and to your point, I love that you brought this up because I felt like all of these, and it's not about, I don't want to, I hate that we're going back to race, but it's called Catch My Black and Gay, girl. But
okay.
as I don't apologize for that, but but I look at these interviews on Extra, on Access Hollywood, on the news, and they're interviewing all of these white celebrities and it's just like, it was wrong. Don't get me wrong, but it's just everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. Well, how do you feel about Kanye West's new? Like,
Hmm.
girl, you ain't even do no shabak. Like, sit down. That was called.
Shabbat
Yeah, like,
with a T.
like,
Was
like
that anti-Semitic?
it wasn't. But I'm just saying, like, no, I'm not
No, I
saying.
agree. I
Like,
agree. I agree.
like,
I
so,
agree. I do think we need to do better. And I get the whole free speech, but just because you have the freedom of speech, number one, I've always
yep,
said on this platform, and I believe it wholeheartedly, that your free speech, you exercising your free speech is not a right of yours when it harms or it prevents others from expressing or living out a freedom that they have,
yep,
right? So
you
that's
got
one
that.
thing. The other thing is that just because you have just because you have the freedom of speech does not mean that you can have that you doesn't mean that the platform that you can have access to specific platforms to express your freedom of speech.
Yep,
You know what I mean? So just
yep,
because you have the freedom of speech doesn't mean that you get access to Instagram or Facebook or
yep,
any other platform or to the news to express it. Hell, we all got freedom of speech. We don't have access to go on ABC, CBS, and all these other news
yep,
stations to spew out whatever we want to express. We don't
yep,
need to do that. We have to find other ways. We have to find our means to do that, right? And which is why we created this podcast, right? This is a way that we decided to
yep,
create, right? To
yep,
express our thought and our speech, but stop giving these people platforms. Like,
yep.
and that doesn't mean cancel them. That I'm
No,
not suggesting
no,
cancel them.
right.
I'm saying hold people accountable, and
Hmm.
holding people accountable means not giving them platform to spew this shit.
Yep, agreed. And I think I think we want to hear what you all have to say. Call us, leave us a voicemail at 971-410-7111. Join the conversation. Would love to hear what you all think about this conversation.
We definitely talked longer than we needed to about this
We did.
Kanye West
Yeah, we did. We
bullshit.
covered it, turned it around, flipped it
But
over.
Uh,
it's time for episode rewind. So we had a call come in about our Jeffrey Dahmer episode last week.
mm.
And I am going to play a voicemail from one of our supporters.
Um, bitch, y'all got me heated with this Jeffrey Dahmer episode. Well, let me start off right. Let me act like I got some manners, child. Hi, y'all. Hi, Jay, Stefan, Sorian. What's up? I'm Brenton. Y'all don't know me, but I've been following y'all for some years now. I absolutely love y'all. Actually, when I found y'all, I was kind of like finding myself as like a gay black man or whatever, and I was starved for representation. So I was like, let me find like some TV shows and podcasts or something. So then I found y'all. So y'all were like the first gay black podcast I like ever listened to, and y'all will always have a special place in my heart. Keep doing what you're doing, chat, because like it's like very important what y'all are doing. So I was on Grinder the other day. I seen this profile. The profile picture was Jeffrey Dahmer, and the name on the profile was Hungry. It was a picture of Jeffrey Dahmer, and the name was Hungry. Like what? So obviously, of course, I see it, right? And me being me, you know, with my Aries energy or whatever, I had to go and say something to that bitch. And I was like, you nasty as hell for this, or something like that. You disgusting as hell. Something I said. and it was true. And that bitch really gonna be like, stay mad, LOL. Bitch, what? Stay mad, LOL? So then I'm going off, and I'm like, this is why I don't fuck with you white gays. Y'all lack respect. And then that bitch gonna talk about some, oh wow, another racist black person. What a surprise. Shut the fuck up. You literally have a picture of Jeffrey Dahmer as your profile picture, and your name is Hungry. Like, you bitches do lack respect. Like, what I said was not a lie. Like, the fuck? So then oh my god. So now I'm going off, and I'm like, bitch, I really don't give a fuck what you have to say to me. You literally have a profile picture of Jeffrey Dahmer, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, oh, wow, just say you're racist, and blah, blah, blah. So I had to block that bitch. But, yeah, that's why I don't fuck with that Jeffrey Dahmer shit. Because these bitches think it's funny. These bitches call him hot. Ooh, Jeffrey Dahmer would have got me. Bitch, I mean, okay, I guess that's you.
Bitch, I was like, how long did they get to record?
3 minutes.
I love that he like went the fuck off. That is our people. That is our fucking people.
Brenton, message from Torian, I heart you. Brenton is a man after my own heart.
Uh-oh.
He went the fuck off in 3 minutes.
Oh my God. You guys, Brenton, thank you for the voicemail. That is wild.
No,
That's
but
wild.
I definitely get his sentiment where it's like, how the fuck are you, like, how's your profile picture Jeffrey Dahmer and your name Hungry? Like, that is so, like,
First of all,
just
Brenton, we need to get you off Grindr. We need to get you off Grindr. You will see that shit on Grindr. Like, come off Grindr, baby.
Yeah, I will say when I was testing out dating apps, Grindr seemed non-African
More
American.
white centered,
Yeah.
yes.
And
It's more white gay centered, yes.
Yeah, it was weird. You guys call in, leave us a message, um, and maybe we'll feature you as well on our next episode. 971-410-7111. Text messages and data rates may apply.
come through caution.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Hey guys, so this month is LGBTQ History Month, and on this week we are spotlighting the one, the only Bayard Rustin. Bayard Rustin was an LGBTQ and civil rights activist, best known for being a key advisor to Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. He organized the 1963 March on Washington and was posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor, in 2013 for his activism. In 2020, Governor Gavin Newsom pardoned Rustin for his arrest in 1953 when he was found having sex with 2 men in a parked car in Pasadena. Rustin served 50 days in Los Angeles County Jail and had to register as a sex offender. In pardoning Rustin, Newsom noted how LGBTQ people were unjustly punished for their sexuality by U.S. law enforcement at the time of Rustin's arrest.
Thanks for tuning in to Catch My Black and Gay podcast. Follow us on all social media platforms at Catch My Black and Gay.
Peace.